welcome to the 28th European Show Jumping Championships here in San Patrignano, just outside Rimini in the north of Italy. And home to the San Patrignano community, some 1,800 people, Europe's largest centre for the recovery from drug addiction, all of course here supported by the world of the horse. The European medals at stake, and in all 50 nations to compete for those medals, with once again the community at the heart of the organisation for this year's championship as we come to the first day, the speed leg of the team championship. In all, it will be decided over 3 rounds, and Marco Cortinovis had certainly set a stiff test in this first round. 15 teams contested the championship, the very best in the continent of Europe. And it certainly provided plenty of action. After day one, it was Germany starting in the way they finished at the Donaueschingen Championship 2 years ago. An impressive start with France and Netherlands close behind, Britain there, but Switzerland significantly down in 8th place. Day 2 saw 2 of the 3 rounds for the team medals. In the first of those 2 rounds, Switzerland began to make impressive progress, as did Belgium. But France, Britain and Sweden started to slip back, and significantly, Italy were right in the hunt. But at the head of affairs, Germany continued to impress. So after that round, Germany, Netherlands, Switzerland at the top. And as you can see, then teams beginning to slip away. 10 teams left for the second round, and they go in reverse order of merit. Kurt Gravemeyer walking the course. What did he think of it?
Kurt, can Germany get another European title here today?
I hope, but for the moment it looks very nice, and I hope we have a good second round, but we must see.
And that course is quite difficult out there. Others are finding it difficult. Do you think you can get your riders to go double clear?
I hope they are in very good form, and but I must say the course designer make a super job here yesterday and today. Today it was big, but we see a fair sport, and I hope they can go double clear. Yes.
So let's take a closer look at the course set as the team list of the 10 teams that jump in reverse order of merit show you that Germany will be the team under pressure at the top of the leaderboard. So let's look at some of the problems set by course designer Marco Cortinovis with Jerry Mullins.
Jerry, how difficult is this course today?
I think it's a fantastic course. It's a really big test. A lot of fences, 14 fences, 17 jumps. We're standing here beside the water, which was a major feature of the first round. The line to it is difficult. There's a vertical which is a very short stride to a treble bar, and here to the water then is you have to wait for 2 or 3 strides and then really come forward, and it's very wide. It's one of the widest waters I've seen for a long time, and quite flat. So a lot of horses have jumped into it, haven't really reached out over it. And behind us then is the last fence, which is a double Oxford to vertical. On its own, normally, middle of the track mightn't be much, but it's the last fence, and they've made a lot of efforts, the horses have, and you're finding horses are beginning to run out of gas a little bit towards the end of the track. So these 2 fences have really caused quite a bit of trouble during the whole first round. But I think that the course builder has been very good. He's made it a real rider's test.
So to the important second round. France had a very disappointing first round. Laurent Goffinet with Flipperdel, the only clear round. 1 fence down in the second didn't improve things for France. For Wolfgang Oschmeyer, for the Austrians, they had done well to qualify for the second round, but weather began to make things difficult in a performance that was worse than his first round for Austria. Michael Arbo, with just a 3-rider team from Denmark, couldn't improve on his first round score, but thunder and lightning overhead when John Whittaker came in and he improved on his first round performance with just 1 fence down and 2 time faults. But Britain were slipping back. Well, now one of the riders that'll create most interest for this home crowd, Jerry Smith, the Italian, who based himself in Holland for a long time with the great Hans Horn, now rides for the Ludger Beerbaum stable, but riding the stallion Nadir, which stands here in San Patrignano, one of 4 stallions that stands in this very, very important stud in the world of show jumping. Some of the top names, none more so than the great mare Vai Vai has been here, and they always have world-class stallions. And Italy, well, they have done very well on their home ground. They, at the start of this final round, were in 5th place, but not too far outside the medals. And Jerry Smith, in his first round today, had 3 fences down with this stallion. Very experienced. But the weather conditions are really not ideal. The ground not changed, but it's been certainly tropical rain. It's been pouring down now for the best part of an hour. Thunder and lightning. So really have to concentrate. Jerry Smith's score of 12 in the first round was counted because Bruno Cimeri had 28. But they will hope that Jerry Smith's round will be discounted. But there, Andrea Uccioli, the president of San Patrignano, who not only behind the breeding here, but behind the whole concept of this fantastic community and indeed these championships. So Jerry Smith 4 fences down. It'll be very interesting to see whether many of these riders will in fact improve on their first performance or deteriorate. And the weather is not helping, as in comes the great Ludo Philipparts for Belgium. They were tipped for a team medal. 4th at the start of this round. Ludo, the lead-off rider, Dirk de Meersman, Jos Lansing and Jean-Claude Van Geenberg to come on the great horse Parco. Ludo will try and put the Europeans of 2 years ago behind him. That was when he led coming into the final individual, had a fence down. That would have won him the individual title, but then had a time fault and dropped totally out of the medals. They were 4th in the Europeans in Donaueschingen 2 years ago. Lucien Summers, the chef to keep then, he is now. Two fences down in the first round for Ludo. And the interesting thing about this is the faults are coming all around this course. Everybody endorsing the tremendous work that Marco is doing. Technical delegate is John Doney. Oh, and this is not a good round for Ludo. The Belgians could have put the pressure on now, and this man could have done it, but it's not going right. 3 fences down, and disappointment again. Ludo rather showing that frustration there. As you can see, it was Ludo's round that was dropped, actually not Jean-Claude, as in that particular graphic. But 12 faults is one that the Belgians will hope they can forget. Well, now Switzerland, and it doesn't deter that group of youngsters. The world's number 3, the very experienced Marcus Fuchs Latoya. Not an easy ride. Switzerland moved from 8th up into bronze medal position with that first round, and Marcus was the round that they discarded. 16 faults. Now, can he hold his nerve? Oh, and the horse spooking there. There's so much to see in this arena. And right into the water. That has been the difficult line and the most significant line. It's all about, as Jerry Mullins said, all about rider questions, and frankly, enough of them have answers to the questions asked, but there's a lot who haven't. Although Latoya jumped right in the water, it didn't actually disturb his rhythm and balance, and that might be a help. Germany look the runaway winners, but a good start from Switzerland. They've made so much ground. Can they go higher? Switzerland really on the comeback, and Marcus Fuchs has significantly improved his performance from 4 down to just 1. And that will certainly please manager Rolf Grass. Well, despite the rain, celebrations for Switzerland, but still early days in this final round of this team championship. And the team officials out there are having to work very hard to maintain the going in this very persistent, typical tropical type rain. Jeroen Dubbeldam now for the Dutch, the Olympic gold medalist on BMC Nassau. This is the horse he's been nursing now for 2 or 3 years to replace the great DCM, and 1 fence down in the first round. The Dutch, who moved up 1 place with the first round. To come, Yves Houtakers, whose first round score will be discarded, 20. And then Leon Tyson and Gerko Schroeder. Some new names under Rob Aarons, the chef de keep. But this man, the anchor man. 30 brand new fences created by the carpentry shop here in San Patrignano. They've been so involved, the community of this drug therapy work here. Made out of a lightweight wood called ocume, used for building ships. Light, very horse friendly, but so easy to knock down. The rain getting harder. The thunder moving away, but not too far, one has to say. But Jeroen Dubbeldam holding his nerve. And a good clear out. That'll steady the boat for the Netherlands. They were on 16 after the first round. Germany on 4. But a clear round won't hurt. Whether they'll close the gap will remain to be seen. But a good start in this final round for Holland. This horse has looked very steady here, and that's not always been the case of all of the contenders. Now 30-year-old Mark Kutzer Montender, double clear in the Olympics for Germany, and was clear in the first round. It really did look an immense performance by the German team in round 1. They just had the 4 faults of Marcus Enning, clear from Marco in the first round, clear from the reigning champion Christian Alman, and Meredith Michaels-Beerbaum was the discard score of 8. So just adding 4 to their overnight leading score from the first round, the speed round. Ludger spotted this, the great Ludger Beerbaum that is, spotted this man's talents, got him into the stable, and has really developed his career in every aspect. Very likeable young man, but is certainly capable of performing at the very high level. Great temperament. And overnight, one has to say the Germans were very, very confident. And of course, 2 years ago, they not only won team, but they also won all 3 individual medals. Sometimes horses don't like the rain, particularly if it's blowing in their face, but Montenda, absolutely perfect. 100% concentration from both, and it produces the clear round. The Germans look invincible. But worse things have happened at sea. I wonder what will unfold on this final show jumping team day here in San Patrignano. The pictures tell the story. And so into the final round. Remembering we brought 10 nations in reverse order of merit, and Austria had done well to get into that top 10. But Jürgen Krakow could only add a further 4 to his first round on 28. The young Dane, Tina Lund, she had 3 down in her final leg. The Danes down to just 3 riders in 9th place. And Sweden had everything go wrong, with a very experienced Maria Goretzer having 20 faults compared to 12 in her first round. And for Great Britain, things didn't improve. William Funnell improved on his first score, but they couldn't climb from 6th place as the day progressed. France, however, things went from bad to worse. Florian Angot having 2 fences down in his second round, and France dropping further behind. So to the main contenders in the team championship, and it was 21-year Andrea Herholt, one of the important riders for Italy. Well, this is the combination that won the Young Rider European individual title. Just 21 years old, Andrea Herholt, and this his first senior championship. And he jumped an immaculate clear round this morning. And what an impressive first fence it is, with that drugs off sign showing just how impressive the work is here in San Patrignano, and how the horse world are playing its part in that drug therapy. Really is a strong message. And here is a very strong contender for future honours, I feel. As Jerry Mullins said, there is the president of the Italian Federation. He can't watch. The weather, I'm delighted to say, has driven a few away, but it is improving. Still the rumble of thunder in the background. But Andrea Herholt has certainly put that out of his mind. Clear round now would not only put Italy in a better position. Remember, Jerry Smith in his final round had 4 down. They'll want to discard him. Not literally, but here in this second round in the team score, that is. Oh, what a pity. What a pity. So near yet so far for this youngster. But it's in the context of the way this competition is panning out, that is certainly not a bad performance, but as you can see, disappointment for the international officials and the Italian president Cesar Croce. Indeed, there's a bit of change in the Italian management at the moment. Duccio Bartolucci, for so long their team manager, being held on contract at the moment, and that's why they've got that new manager. But it doesn't seem to be making any difference. Italy are really doing very well on their home ground. Well, the rain now stopped as in comes Belgian Dirk de Meersman on the very good horse Clinton. Very capable, big and scopy, but not always easy. Belgium started this round in 4th place. Ludo Philippart's the first rider on 12. So they really need now a clear round, or perhaps 1 down at the worst, to maintain a challenge for medals. Oh, he's in that, I think. He looks back, yes. Oh, would a judge Not taking his wet weather gear off yet. Incidentally, the last time the championships were held in Italy was back in 1963, days of the great Denzeo brothers and Graziano Mancinelli. In fact, Italy won gold that year, and Mancinelli the silver with the great horse Rocket. But they've been in the wilderness for many years since then. But these championships, they are looking again a force to be reckoned with. Now, but what about Belgium? Belgium have been on the climb. Can they maintain it? 2 down for Dirk de Meersman, and they're going to have to count that round. They're going to have to count it. Because Ludo Philippart's had 12. It looks at the moment not that encouraging for the Belgians. Teeth gritted, but all to no avail. Everybody doing their maths, seeing where Italy going to come, but a big overseas influence here in the crowd, as in comes the young Swiss girl in the team for Switzerland in Athens, but they didn't feature at all really there, but they're certainly featuring here. Climb from 8th, remember, to bronze medal position. Marcus Fuchs, great improvement in his first round, and Christina Lebert, a clean sheet in round 1. Very impressive. She brings forward 8.69 from the speed leg. That now really is influential in the individual competition. And of course, if she jumped another clear round, that's a name that could be reckoned with in that. Very powerful 10-year-old Dutch-bred horse by Libero. Libero H, a very good stallion that used to be ridden by Jos Lancic, featured in several major European successes. That was when Jos Lancic was riding for Holland then. What a good round. What a good round. Oh, this girl is really proving a superstar. Her nerve holding, double clear round, and there aren't many of those. And Switzerland look as if they're getting stronger and stronger. Well, now Holland, Eve Houtackers. Holland really with 3 new young names, certainly pretty experienced. They've been on the scene for a while. The famous orange support team here in strength. And the young riders have certainly performed well so far. Started this round in silver medal position. 3 fences behind the... Hang on, what's happening here? And Gran Corrado is saying, I'm not sure I like this too much. And the judges will be taking a very close look at this. Now, will Yves Houtackers hold his nerve? He had 20 in the first round. Now, at the moment, that will have only cost him 4, I think. He was the discard score. The great thing about any major championship is not won on one day. It's got to be over 3 rounds, 2 days, really tests consistency. And Holland, I hope they can discard this. If Holland are going to stay in the hunt, it's going to now depend on their last two riders, Leon Tyson and Gerko Schroeder. And the battle could be for silver and bronze, and could Holland go out of the medals. That is not helpful at all. Remember, your own double dam jump to clear in the first of this final round. There's confirmation of that. So a lot now to depend on Leon Tyson and Gerko Schroeder, the two riders to come for Holland. Well, still a dampness in the air, but the rain has stopped. It's warm. As in comes the reigning European champion, part of the team gold medal 2 years ago in Donaueschingen. And let's just update you of the German position. They started the day on 4, and then only on 6 rather, and they only brought one fence down from the first round, so they're on 10 at the moment. Marco Kutzer first off, jump clear. So now Christian Ullmann on the Dutch 12-year-old Costa. By Calato. Kurt Gravemeyer took over from the great Herbert Meyer after Sydney. Things didn't go all that well. The Germans didn't do well in the championships of Arnhem in 2001, and then again in the World Games in Jerez, finished out of the medals. But that seemed to spark a total change of mood, and since then they have looked invincible. And they have such strength in depth. I wouldn't be surprised if Germany could field 3 teams that could give any other team in Europe a run for their money. They're that strong. In defence of his individual title, he started off very well, but that could be a crucial fence down for the reigning European champion. But he doesn't get any more. It is 4 faults, with still to come for Germany, Meredith Michaels-Beerbaum and Marcus Henning. Actually, as you can see, it was Meredith whose score was not counted in the first round. But one wouldn't think there's any crumbling in the German nerve at the moment. So into the third of the 4 team riders, and Mario Bischler for Austria couldn't improve things. Indeed, each of the Austrian competitors had worse performances in the second round. So they remained in 10th place. For Denmark, there were only 3 riders, but it was the talented Thomas Vellin and Equest Carnot was their last rider. And the similar story for Denmark. None of their riders could improve their first round performance, so they stay in 9th place. Peder Fredriksson definitely improved on his performance and at least gave him a chance of individual honours. Ralph Goran Bengtsson to come. For Great Britain, it was Nick Skelton and the great Arco, individually 4th after the first day, but a disappointing 2 fences down in round 1, and sadly 2 more in round 2, put Britain out of contention. And for France, the great Bruno Buchsold couldn't improve on his first round, and they slipped behind Great Britain, with Michel Eckart to come. But for Italy, Bruno Cimeri made a great improvement, from 20 down to 8, and Italy were rising up the leaderboard. So now into the teams that are still in contention for medals. And it's Belgium we start with. They started this round in 4th place. Italy are catching them though, so far, with Jos 3rd rider in, Ludo Philipparts with 12. and Dirk de Meersman with 8, so they know they're going to have to count that 8, so they really do want a clear round. Italy, meanwhile, if they can drop Jerry Smith's score with Andrea Herholt and Bruno Cimeri, they are looking at now a real threat to climb above Belgium. Jos Lansing, of course, used to ride for Holland, but then rode for the famous Zangezide stud, Leon Melchior, and as a result of that, changed to Belgium, has been an anchor man in what has been some very successful years recently for Belgium, both in Worlds and Europeans. Just out of the medals 2 years ago. Jos rode AK Carador Z then. Ooh, lucky. Huge amount of scope, this horse. Classically bred by Cassini. Landgraf 2 in the pedigree. And that's gone. That's gone. What is so obvious in these championships that Holland, in particular, actually, Germany, Belgium, they're really breeding world-class horses with such scope, such power. It's wonderful to watch. Jos Lansing, just the one down. Individually, he's still right there, but team-wise, they really need a clear round from Jean-Claude Van Ingeberg, and they might hang on to 4th. So now into the top 3, and it's Fabio Crotta with Madame Pompadour M. 4 in the first round, and so far Switzerland have looked better and better. Marcus Fuchs improving his score dramatically, 16-4, and Christina Lebier being one of the few double clears. Fabio Crotta had the one mistake in round 1, and as a team were only 1 fence behind the Dutch, and the Belgians were only 1 fence behind that. And of course we count the 3 best scores, discarding the worst score, remember? So it doesn't unfold yet, but we get a pretty good idea. And how crucial is that round, or that pole? Won't want another. Oh, he's got it. That gives Holland a bit of breathing space. Last 2 riders for Holland now, very crucial. 2 down for Fabio Crotta. He was looking in a very good individual position. There is a confirmation of that. Perhaps they can discard that score of Fabio Crotta. All depends on 23-year-old Steve Goodhart, the last to go for Switzerland. Certainly in good hands. So this young trio won't have lost hope yet. Well, now it's Leon Tyson, Nairobi. Winner of the Grand Prix in Linz in Austria. Combination that have gone up the Dutch rankings. Certainly deserves his place under Rob Aarons, the new team manager. Now remember, Yves Houtaker had 16 faults. They want to discard that. Sharon Dobeldam, the lead-off rider, he was clear. And there was only 1 fence between Switzerland and Holland. And the Dutch were a massive 4 fences in front of the Dutch. This could be crucial. This could be opening the door for Switzerland to go to silver. And of course, what this is doing is almost certainly ensuring the gold medal in the third line riders for Germany, with, of course, Meredith Michaels-Beerbaum coming at number 3. 12 faults. It's an expensive 3 fences for Leon Tyson. And they can't discard that because you can see of the 4 fences for Yves Houtakers. And Holland are looking vulnerable for a medal at all. And Italy suddenly become possibilities for a bronze, depending on the last rider, Gerko Schroeder. Fascinating. So now can this American-born rider, Meredith Michaels-Beerbaum, married to Marcus, and what a partnership they are. They work very hard together to better their horses, their own riding. Remember, this lady rider was top of the world rankings, first lady rider to achieve that. Now, anything under, I would think, 3 fences means that Germany will win gold in the third line riders, and that's pretty impressive. Kurt Gravemeyer, the trainer, really has got this team on song. She did have 2 fences down in the first round, but remember, she is riding, although very talented, her second horse, Checkmate. Still pretty inexperienced by Contender. One of 2 or 3 very good horses by that stallion in this championships. And that's including, of course, Marco Kutzer's Montender. Real confident horse. He really says, look, I can do this, takes it on, and sometimes that's his undoing. Meredith isn't very big, but very skillful. This is looking very good for Germany. Oh! But gets out of it, and that is gold for Germany. It's a certain gold for Germany. They've done it already. Just means they will finish on 18 without scoring Marcus Enning. And Meredith Michaels-Beerbaum, perhaps with that, gets back into the individual contest, but met the first element of that last combination all wrong. But into the last riders of each team, and the gold already decided. Gerfried Puck, the highest ranked rider for Austria, has 3 fences down this time, but he will have a chance of the final individual competition. Any chance for Sweden's team medals had gone, but Ralph Garn Bengtsson could get into the individual medals if he went clear, but 3 fences down, and McKinley looked off form. For Michael Whitaker, the last rider, Britain again had no chance really of individual or team. Michael Whitaker, though, would like to finish on a good note, but not to be, with Portofino 3 fences down, and Britain finishes in 6th place. The last line of riders for France, and can they salvage anything? The answer is no, with Michel Ecart having 3 fences down, and France finishing behind Britain in 7th. So to the final battle for the silver and bronze medals. And was there any hope of Italy springing a surprise for a bronze medal? Well, it had to be clear for Juan Carlos Garcia and Laura Piana Alpin for Italy to have any hope, and that would have depended then on 2 disappointing rounds for both Belgium and Holland. But Juan Carlos, 2 years ago, changed from his country of birth, Colombia, to Italian nationality, and he has become a linchpin of the Italian team now. 2 fences down in the first round. And Italy jumped back into the world stage when they qualified for the Olympics as a team. And the crowd that are here are jumping every fence with Juan Carlos. They do know that if either Jean-Claude Vangeberg or indeed the last Dutch rider, Gerco Schroeder, fall out of bed, they just could win a medal, but I don't think it's going to be. That one fence, I think, is one too many. But the Italian crowd, so appreciative. They really have enjoyed the European Championships coming back to Italy. And so they, as a team, will finish on 50.78, discarding Jerry Smith's score. Well, they were in fifth place, the Italians. Now, it's certainly close between Italy and Belgium. Jean-Claude Vangeberg, 2 fences down in the first round. They've got Ludo Philipparts on 12. And 12 faults will bring them... 12 faults would actually still keep them. No, in fact, 12 faults will put them behind Italy. It is that close, but just. So Jean-Claude Vangeberg wants something under 12 faults so they can discard the 12 of Ludo Philipparts. And remember, there was a lot of money riding on Belgium winning a team medal. Jean-Claude Vangeberg, Costa Rugstra out of the international circuit for a number of years, but he's come back and he looks as good as ever. Certainly deserves his place. If Jean-Claude has one more fence down, Belgium will beat Italy. Italy 50.78. Now he can't afford another. Belgium go below Italy. Italy have moved up to 4th, and Jean-Claude knows that. The frustration just showing as he pulls up. Disappointment. There it is, 54.04. Italy, remember, 50.78. So Italy up to 4th. And it isn't out of the question totally that the Dutch, if they had a real disaster with Gerco Schroeder, could fall behind. But here is a team of supporters for Switzerland that have got everything supporting this young guy. Steve Goddard, just 23 years old, won the Cannes Grand Prix on his birthday. His father, a former international. Very talented. Stable rider for Jan Tops in Holland. And of course riding this very good horse, Pialetta. Now, one fence down here, a clear round, will really put the pressure on the Dutch. At the moment, the Dutch with a 4, a clear, and 8. They want to discard that 8. If they do that, they could be on 30.42 if Steve Goddard jumps clear. And at the moment, 34.42. That's as it rides at the moment. But if they've got to carry in 8, it becomes 38.42, and it looks back with the Dutch again for silver. And this man too is not too far away from an individual medal. He was 6th individually 2 years ago. Was very crucial in Switzerland winning bronze medal in Donaueschingen. It's 4, and the score for Switzerland 34.42, and that puts the gauntlet down for the Dutch. And it looks, quite honestly, as if Holland are going to win the bronze, and Italy rather, are just out of the medals. But it is in this man's hands. At the moment, the Dutch are counting a clear 16 and 12, and they obviously want to get rid of that 16. If Gerke Schroeder jumps clear, by my reckoning, they'll be on 35.76. And so it would mean that it's bronze for the Dutch. .76 is the best score Holland can achieve. Italy on 50.78. So they do not want another 12, or indeed another 16. Another 16 would give Italy the bronze. Quickly doing the maths. Gerke had 2 fences down in round 1. He had set off in this championship very well indeed in the speed round. So anything other than 16 will give a medal. 12 or better. A clear would put him in with individual hopes. 9.81 is his individual score, but the Dutch win the bronze. So the medals are decided with still one rider to come. And there's the score, 35.76. They go behind the Swiss. The Swiss climb from 8th to silver medal position on this team day, as we now go to the final round of the team competition. All the medals decided. This is a round for Marcus Enning to stamp his position on the individual. Headed the speed leg, was the overnight leader for that individually. 1 down in round 1 of this team day. He's in the water. So that now puts, he was on a score of 4 individually. Now he is on a score of 12, and things are going from bad to worse for Marcus Enning, one of the top professionals in the world of show jumping. Won Olympic medals, won the World Cup, won an individual medal, a bronze medal in Donaueschingen 2 years ago. One of the sports greats at the moment. But it's 3 fences now, definitely the discard score for Germany. Germany, remember, have already won team gold. And Gaetano, who has looked so impressive, seems to have lost concentration. I wonder whether Marcus will blame himself even. Not always easy to concentrate when the job's done. And so that is the discount score for Germany, who run away with the 2005 European team title here in San Patrignano. Finish with a score of just 18 against the Swiss of 34.42, and the Dutch with the bronze in 35.76. So confirmation of the medals. Italy doing a fantastic job to finish 4th. Belgium being a disappointment, Britain too slipping out of contention. But what about France and Sweden, who've been so near the top of world show jumping? But not today. It's celebrations for the Germans, and no one more happy, I'm sure, than the manager, Kurt Gravemeyer.
Congratulations, how does that feel?
Thank you very much. The feeling is very good, and the riders are top in form, and we win the gold medal, and we are happy.
And double clear for Marco Kutscher. Do you think you can get yourselves an individual gold as well on Sunday?
Yeah, but he is in top form, and last year in Athens he was very good, and here, and he is a rider for the champions. Yeah.
Germany step forward once again as European champions, and they've done it in convincing style. Remember, without Ludger Beerbaum and Otto Becker, and they win so convincingly. Great example of what show jumping is all about over some tremendous courses set by Marco Cortinovis. And this whole championship has been a huge success for the sport in every possible way. It's certainly congratulations to everybody here in San Patrignano. Celebrations after the team victory for Germany. We hope you've enjoyed the show jumping here in San Patrignano. Goodbye.